Hello and welcome to day 7 of dripping pleasure. Day 7 of 365 days Facebook Live. We made it to a week. We made it to a week. We made it to a week. And I almost forgot today. I was like, yeah, babe. Like, we went for a bike ride. Then we went to Publix to get some things for this, like, shepherd's pie I'm going to make. And I was like, we got some wine. I was like, I'm going to have some wine while I'm making it. And then I'm in the shower. I'm like, shit, we can't make it in 20 minutes because I have a live to do and I can't do it afterwards. I don't want to show up here tipsy. Who knows what I'm going to say? Who knows what I'm going to sound like? I was like, oops. The dinner is gonna have to wait, or shepherd pie is gonna have to wait like another 30 minutes or so. So babe's like, just give me the recipe. So he's down there getting it ready. So I have quite a story to tell you today. This is about how the body doesn't lie and a behind the scenes of dripping pleasure. And I'm really excited to share all of this so that it can give you insight in your own life and how your body is always communicating with you. How your intuition is usually always right. That desire, the thing that's pulling you is always right, most likely. Once you know how to discern them between intuition and ego, and how you got to stay in the void sometimes and you got to trust. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and you'll understand why as I share the whole thing with you. So if you may or may not have noticed, I had launched something on Tuesday called Dripping Pleasure. Maybe you've noticed, maybe not. I didn't do a lot of promotion on it. So yeah. So when I was creating Dripping Pleasure, I felt, oh my God, this is so delicious. This is so yummy. This feels so good. I'm like I'm creating it. I'm making the landing page. I'm in it. I'm like, oh my God, I have not felt this excited to put something out there, put an offering out there like I did with the Liberated Women in Relationships back in November of 2022. I felt so excited about this. I was like, oh my God, like my whole body, like my whole like energy was fueling this offering that was channeling through me, that was coming through me. And I'm having so much fun creating it, which for me, I do not like the admin stuff. I actually get very stressed out about it. I don't really like doing landing pages too much. Like, it's just not something that I really enjoy. Maybe I tend to get a little bit too in the head. I want to make sure it sounds right. But I was so enjoying all of this, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this was going to come through like a free offering, but this feels more like a paid offering. Like, this feels like paid, you know? So finally had everything complete. I have the pictures, the graphics, the landing page, the Telegram channel, all the things. And then I remember I was like, okay, am I going to make this free or paid? Because like I'm feeling like it's paid, but my first intention was for it to be free. And I speak to my mentor about it, and, you know, going back and forth, I'm trying to make this decision. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make it free. So I put on my calendar that I was going to launch it Tuesday of this week, which was the 23rd. So the 23rd, I'm going to launch this program. I'm going to start putting out there. It's going to start on May 2nd, all the things, right? So from Thursday that was the 18th, my calendar is right here. That's what I'm looking at. Thursday, the 18th, I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then kind of the energy kind of shifted, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. That tends to happen with me sometimes. The energy shifts, whatever. Like, my energy wasn't in really with dripping pleasure. It kind of shifted to other areas of what I teach about with my women, with relationships and personal power and things like that, right? And self-love, all the things. So Tuesday comes around, Tuesday morning, the day I'm to launch Dripping Pleasure. And I'm leading up to it. I'm kind of giving hints that I'm going to be offering and sending something, right? On like Saturday and Sunday and Monday, I said, something's coming, right? Keep your eyes open. Tuesday, I wake up not feeling good. I'm doing this parasite cleanse and I was like, oh fuck, these parasites are getting me now. Like, I don't feel good. I felt like a sickly feeling, but I knew I wasn't getting sick. It was that the parasites are releasing their toxins and my body's feeling it. So as the day goes by, I'm like feeling like the whole day I'm not feeling right, you know, just feeling off in my body. I'm like just not, I'm short tempered, I'm moody, I'm just like, I don't feel right. I'm like, oh my God. So I think I did an enema that night. Yeah. So I did a coffee enema on Tuesday because I was like, well, maybe it's that my drainage pathways aren't open and therefore the toxins are having a hard time getting out of my body. Therefore, I'm not feeling well. So I did a coffee enema that night and I was like, okay, I don't really feel that much better immediately, but actually later on that night I did feel better, and I did a Facebook Live like around 8:30 at night because I was like, oh, finally I feel better, because I had no idea what I was going to talk about that day. I was like, I do not feel right. Do not feel right. Finally, something landed, a client shared something with me, and then I was actually feeling better. All right. And I also launched a thing before I did the after the Facebook Live, I launched Dripping Pleasure because I'm a woman of my word. I want to launch this offering, this free offering that I'm putting out, right? I want to stay on point because I have a day that I want to start it by, and I've already said I was going to do it. And I'm the kind of person that does not like to go behind my, to not follow through on my own word. Like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, which is why with the 365 days, I had to be really sure that I was going to do it because I was going to show up no matter what. So I put it out there after the Facebook Live. I just launched the thing that I already had created, these story slides that I had. I just put it out there. I was like, you know, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to put it out there. So I did. Wednesday morning, I wake up. I'm feeling better. I woke up, I'm like, oh, wow, I feel a little bit more like myself. Woo! And then as the day goes by, I'm starting to not feel good again. I'm like, this freaking parasite cleanse. Like, oh my God, like I can't stand it. Like I was like, all right. Luckily, my supplements that I had for the parasite cleanse, they ran out. I'm like, oh, thank God. Today's the last day, because normally it would be one more day. I was like, thank the Lord. Today's the last day. I was like, all right, I guess I'll just share something again about this on my stories. Share the full video. Not shared as a reel, because the reel, you know, cuts the story down. And I'll share it as a full story, and that'll be what I put out there. Had a couple women join the free offering. All right, still not feeling that good. I'm like, whatever, but I think this is what life's trying to tell me, that no matter how you're feeling, you need to still follow through on your word, right? So that happens Wednesday. Thursday, I wake up and I'm just like, I can't ignore this feeling that I'm feeling right now. And this feeling that I'm feeling is that something is off. Something is so off, and I can't put my freaking thumb on it. I can't like nail it on the head. Like, what the hell is it? I feel like I keep missing. I keep hammering, trying to find the nail, and the hammer keeps fucking missing. I speak to my business coach, my mentor, Kelly Mortuary. Is that how you say your last name? And I'm having this conversation with her, right, in this mastermind that I'm in with her, where she's hosting it. I'm her mastermind student, I guess you can say, her client. And I'm like, something feels off. Like, I can't ignore it. And it feels like it's a dripping pleasure. And I don't know, I'm feeling really weird. I'm feeling so disconnected from my body. Like, I feel like I'm just in my, like everything, all the energy's in my head. I can't feel my body. I can't feel my body. I was like, I don't know. Something feels really, really, really off. And I really feel like it has to do with dripping pleasure. Like, something feels off about this and I can't ignore it. And I don't want to ignore it because I'm actively learning to listen to my intuition, to be a woman who's really devoted to my feminine and listening to the intuition that comes through, to what my oracle is speaking to me. And I'm like, something feels off, Kelly. Something feels off. I was like, and when I know that something feels off, when I feel confused, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything, meaning I'm not going to promote the launch, but I'm not going to just abort it. I'm not going to pull the plug. I'm going to be in this void until I decide, until I know what the next step is. Like, something feels so off. And what I told her, I'm like, something feels off, and it actually feels off about it being free. Something feels off about this. But I don't know. I'm trying to feel like I'm doing some embodiment work, but I'm not in my body. It was the most bizarre feeling I have ever felt. And normally there's something that triggers me to go into this emotional state that I was in, but there was nothing necessarily triggering me, right? Nothing in my external world, or even in my own internal world in my mind, was there something that was like causing me to go in a downward spiral or not feel embodied and feel like something was just like not right, which made it even more frustrating for me, which made it even more like, oh my God, like what is going on with me? And I don't feel like I'm dripping pleasure right now. I'm launching this dripping pleasure offering and I don't feel like I'm oozing in pleasure, you know? It's like, what the fuck? And I said that on Thursday to my coach. I'm like, all right, I just need to get into my body. I need to do some alchemizing work. So I put on a playlist that I really love. It's this specific song called Angel from Massive Attack. That song, for whatever reason, I really feel it in my body, and I can just express all the confusion, all of the lack of clarity, all of the uncertainty, all of the odd things that I feel in my body. So I put it on and I was like, you're just going to move and don't worry about how you look. And I was like, because I felt really weird when I was moving as well. I felt like my movements didn't feel right. I was just like, clunky and just chunky movements. I was like, I don't care. I need to move my fucking body, right? Who's judging me? Nobody's watching me, only me. So I started moving my body, getting it out, moving, vocalizing, like using like these groaning noises that were coming out of my voice that felt very like monstrous, right? I'm like, what the hell is this noise that wants to come out of me, right? But I don't care. I'm going with it. My body knows. My body has wisdom. There's some stuck energy in here and I need to move this out because I don't feel right. I don't feel right and I hate this feeling. I'm never doing parasite cleansing again is like what I was thinking to myself. I was like, screw this. So, and also, there was a full moon in Scorpio on Monday, and me being a Scorpio, I love going deep, but this one, just caught me in a place of like, shit, what is happening here? So I do the things and I kept wanting to open up my chest and open up my throat, just like really opening up, right? So after that session, I had some emotional releases where I felt like I could, like whatever stuck energy was there was out. And then after I completed the session, I finally felt in my body. I was like, oh my God, that feels so good. I was like, but I feel really so much better. I was like, yet, where's the answer? Where's the answer? Usually when I do these sessions, I get an answer. I get the clarity that I need. I get the clarity to do this, do that, go, boom. I was like, all right, I still don't know, so I'm just gonna wait till I find my answer. And I shared this story with my mentor as well. I was like, okay, this happened. Yes, I don't have an answer, so I'm not gonna do anything. And for me, I'm the kind of person that likes to talk it out. So when I talk it out, I feel like the energy moves and I'm able to hear my own thoughts. It's landing somewhere. I'm going to receive someone's feedback. I get to take their feedback and see how that lands with me. This is how I brainstorm. Pretty much is what I was doing, brainstorming with her. So Friday morning, I wake up. I was like, all right, I'm going to go for a run. my running, which is like what I did 2-minute run, like a jog, really 2-minute jog, 5-minute walk, because I'm working my way up. That's my running. I did that for like 3 rounds, 20 minutes total. I don't want to go past 20 minutes of running. So I did that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do like another embodiment session, another somatic release, but this time I'm going to really just go in my body and ask for the answer to be revealed to me, right? I'm going to ask God, I'm going to ask my womb, like, show me what's to come from here. What am I to do with dripping pleasure? Let me try to embody more dripping pleasure. Let me see if the answer comes, right? And I go home, I put some music on. I was with my sister's dog downstairs, which eventually I had to put him back upstairs because I was doing like some hair whips and he kept trying to bite my hair. I was like, all right, he doesn't get it no matter how much I tell him to leave it. I was like, he thinks this is playtime. It's like, and I'm going to end up with chunks of my hair missing. So I put him upstairs, come back down, go into my body, boom, 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 boom. I'm not really feeling anything. You know, I'm kind of feeling also like still kind of like I'm not feeling the music. I'm not feeling it. And what came through, even though I was, actively asking, I was like, okay, show me the answer. Show me the answer. God, womb, speak to me. The only thing that I got, which eventually after it landing in my head a few times, was you will know after your authentic liberation ceremony. The answer will come to you. All right. Actually, I think I have the paper here. Yeah. You will know in the authentic liberation ceremony. The answer will be revealed. Like, all right. And after I wrote that down, I felt complete. I still tried to see if I can get anything, like really get into the music, and I still wasn't able to. So I was like, all right, it's complete. I'm going to trust the authentic liberation. I'm super excited for my ceremony tonight because we're going to ecstatically dance. And you know what? I also fucking need that shit. So after that, I still kind of felt a little off. Like I took a nap and like, just wasn't really still kind of feeling it. Maybe shit was integrating in my system. Okay. Here comes nighttime, 6:30, authentic liberation ceremony starts. We're in it. Boom. Having a great time. We're removing our limiting beliefs and embodying our truth. And here's the thing. When I host ceremonies, I do not go into my own things. I do not participate in what I'm sharing to them and what I'm delivering to them because I don't like to go into my own things. It takes me out of facilitator and takes me into my own stuff. And it's hard for me to lead. I can't lead like that, right? So I do the ceremony. Feeling good. Ceremony's done. And I get in my car, right? I did the Facebook Live for yesterday. I was like, the answer didn't come to me. I was like, okay. And then my first thought was like, okay, well, do I just do something? I was like, hasn't come. Or do I just post something? A little bit of that anxiety came in, right? And it's like, no, Jessica, wait and trust. Wait and trust. What did come to me, what did reveal to me in that moment as we're talking shop and closing up the night, that I was playing small. I was playing small. Energetically, I was holding space. How do I say this? Do I want to say everything that really happened with that? Okay, I will. This is an important part. So 4 women came to the ceremony. Beautiful, so grateful, amazing. I love it. Like my ceremonies have been go from 4 to 10, like intimate, go very intimate to a bigger ceremony, like 10 women. But something that day in the ceremony, like as we're closing shop and as I'm driving home, I was like, why am I energetically making myself available to only hold space for 4? Because this one was 4 and the one before was 4. I was like, I know this is a co-creation between me and the owner, but I'm the leader of the ceremony. I am the frequency. And I was like, I can hold so much more. I was like, why am I like settling? There was this energy of settling. There's this energy of energetically, subconsciously, I was only making myself available for something small versus a bigger group. I was like, you know what, God? No, I'm ready for bigger. I'm ready for 10. I'm ready to hold consistently a group of 10 women. And that space is kind of small. So 10 is like perfect where we're all not going to run into each other. I was like, I declare, I want 10. Also, what came behind that was like, how devoted am I actually, right? How much devotion am I putting into these ceremonies? And I realized like, you know what? I need to be a little bit more devoted too. I need to meet God halfway. So I was like, got it. Answer received. So I come home, right? Before I go to bed, I'm like, oh, answer still hasn't come about dripping pleasure. Is it free or is it paid? A little anxiety came in, but it's like, trust, Jessica. Stay in the void and trust. Which Friday I shared in the mastermind that I host, Feminine Magic. I gave them behind the scenes of all the raw feelings that I was feeling, of what I was going through and how I was leading myself through that, which was also an edge for me. But I wanted to play in my edges. I wanted to expand big, and I want to have the women in my Feminine Magic masterminds see the behind the scenes in real life action. So they got the raw, juicy shit. They were the first one to know about what I was experiencing, and then they were the first to know about the decision that came through, that was revealed to me. So today I wake up and I was like, I don't know the answer yet. I didn't have a dream. I didn't wake up knowing. I was like, it's okay. I trust. I'm staying in the void. I trust. And then I started thinking like, well, how long am I going to be in the void? How long am I going to let my audience know, anybody, for the women that had already opted in, and then for the anyone who was in my audience that said, hey, that sounds very interesting. I want to see what she has more of, right? I'm thinking like, how long is this going to be? How long am I going to be in the void? But I was like, okay, just trust. Just trust. Okay. And I am in this group where it's about wild wealth and about expanding and pushing your edges. And I shared how this week that this group has really little subtle changes have been bringing me to my edge, which besides the whole thing that I'm sharing here, there was other things that I did that was about, okay, really embodying like my next version. And I say next version because it's not really a next version. It's actually a more authentic, liberated version of you, right? That is the woman that has everything that she desires. And I was sharing how like those practices have been subtly cracking me open. And I'm ready to play big. I'm ready for that, right? Because one of the things we were supposed to do on Friday was make a big, bold move. I was like, in 24 hours, I'm like, I don't know what my big, bold move is going to be. It's like, I get it, but I usually don't make decisions in 24 hours. Like, I'm not usually that kind of person. I like to sit with my decisions and I like to feel them out before I move. So I said that. I was like, so excited. Haven't discovered my day 5, answer yet, my big, bold move, but this is how I'm feeling. It's been really cracking me open and I'm ready to play big. Like, this is what I desire, right? And that's what I've been praying for too these past few days as I'm going through all of this. Like, I'm show me how to play big. I want to play big. I want to expand my capacity more. So after I sent that, I was like, oh, the answer is here. This is your answer, Jessica. It's like, duh, Jess. I was like, if you want to play big, you know the answer. The answer is paid. The answer is dripping pleasure is not meant to be a free offering. Dripping pleasure is meant to be paid, which is what you originally felt, but you went against your own intuition and you decided to play small and to make it free. And I'm not saying that because you do something for free that it's always going to be a small thing that you do, right? Because I've done 2 other free events and they were beautiful and they were awesome, and it was not about me playing small. It was what that program was wanting it to be wanted it to be free, but this program here, this dripping pleasure offering, was like, I don't want to be free. Like, it felt like it has like an energy of its own. And it was saying like, I'm here for the women who really want to be here. Because when you offer something free, yes, you get more people to come in, but only half of those people, what I've noticed in my own numbers and numbers that I've seen in other coaches and things like that, that however many people opt in for free, usually about half of them they actually show up and go into the Facebook group, the Telegram group, or whatever, right? And then about those half, only half of them actually participate, right? And this dripping pleasure, it's like these women that when you make this a paid offering, it's going to be women who really want to be there and who really want to experience this. Like, you don't give away pussy for free, right? You're not giving pussy away for free. So why would you give away sacred sexuality for free? This program is calling for the women who really want to be there. And it's not even going to be a high cost thing. It's going to be a low cost, but it doesn't matter how much money someone puts in. When you put money in there, people want to participate more. And this energy was saying, I want women to really participate in this. So this is going to be paid. So when I got that revelation, I was like, oh my God, the answer's here. This is what it is. This is what I was waiting. This is what I was being in the void and trusting. And then it hit me again. The reason I was feeling so disconnected and feeling up in my head and not in my body started Monday night, but Tuesday I really started to feel it strong, and it lasted until Thursday, was because I made this decision from my head and not from my body. I made this decision from the masculine, not from my feminine. I made the decision from logic, not from desire. My body was showing me, you are making decisions from your head and not from your feminine body, not from desire, not from what feels right. And what feels is a feeling. It's a sensation in your body. It's not something that you think. It's a feeling, right? And I want to play my feminine magic energy. And there are times that you need to make illogical decisions, right? In order to experience expansion, in order to experience more, in order to play big. I was like, wow, the body doesn't lie. I'm over here thinking, this is displaced energy. I don't know where it's coming from. Bitch, yes you do. You just didn't quite realize it at the time. So and the other reason that I chose for it to be free versus for it to be paid was because people opt in more for free, right? You're going to get higher numbers for something that's free. And I wanted to get that hit, that validation of numbers coming in. Because once you put a number on something, of course, it requires more commitment. People need to think about it more. It doesn't matter whether it's $7 or whether it's $700 or whether it's $7,000. People still have to think a little bit more if they want to invest. Of course, obviously, usually the bigger price point, the more thinking or feeling of, is this right for me, comes through, usually, not always. But I was like, you know what? I'm okay with not receiving that ego hit of a big influx of numbers coming in. I want commitment. I want women who are going to be here and who really desire to awaken that. To awaken their sacred sexuality, to really be embodied in their feminine essence, who are really wanting this. Like, they're serious about it, and like I know what they feel because I was there. And I know the aliveness that comes when you start to reconnect with your body, reconnect with your sexuality, and create sovereignty around it, and also create safety with you and your partner so that you can experience so much more pleasure in your body, in your relationship, and in your life. And pleasure isn't just about orgasm. Pleasure is about how happy do you feel, how fulfilled. That's pleasure. How delicious do you feel? How loved do you feel? I think I just spoke. That is pleasure. Pleasure is what feels good. It feels alive, right? So that was what happened. Let me know how this lands for you. Let me know where you've been making decisions from your head and not from your body, not from your oracle, not from your feminine wisdom that's already in there. Let me know what you felt from this live. I really would love to know. And I'm gonna go now, have some wine and have some food, which, by the way, it's 4 o'clock. So when Ra usually, when we are planning things, he's like, give me a time frame. I'm like, a time frame? I was like, okay. And I tried to give him a time frame because when I do things that are in flow, I'm just kind of whatever happens. But of course, him being the masculine, he wants to have like the structure. And I was like, okay, I think four dinner, bike ride around this time, and then I guess we go grocery shopping afterwards and then whatever. And I'm supposed to be making dinner right now, but it's 4 o'clock. And I was like, oh, look at that. It's like I kind of already knew what was going to happen when I just kind of felt into it, because he really wanted to have dinner earlier because he was hungry. Or not even dinner, like late lunch, early dinner. Since we don't have plans, like this is what we're going to be doing tonight, staying in, which I desperately want. I'm like, I just want to be all cozied up in my couch. I want to be like fucked so good and just be with you and just enjoy and just have some wine. And I don't want to go out. I don't want to get dressed up. I don't want to be around people. So that's what we're doing today. Anyways. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. How long was this one? 31 minutes. Wow. Not bad, Jessica. Been doing pretty good with my time. Normally I'm so long-winded, but I've been working on that. So thank you for being here. We made it to day 7. And the first week is always the toughest week. So I know that it's just going to be more ease from here on out with the actual building this habit of going live every day. 365 days. I still can't believe I decided to do this. All right. Love you. Mwah, and I'll see you tomorrow.